For most of the world, Christmas is just Christmas, but in China, this holiday has taken on a deeper meaning. While some places celebrated it, others boycotted it. Christmas 2023 also clashed with the 1950 war in North Korea, and even with the birthday of Mao Zedong, the first Chinese Communist Party leader. All these makes one feel surreal in today's China. A peaceful and auspicious holiday, Christmas is celebrated around the world, even in China under the rule of the CCP. This was Shanghai's Bun-Origin German-style Christmas market. It ran from November 18, 2023 to January 1, 2024, drawing quite a bit of a crowd. This was a Christmas market in Qingdao. In Chengdu, artificial snow, the Christmas market, and town were seen. From the liveliness of the venue, it's obvious that everyone aspires for a better life. However, not all China allows Christmas to be celebrated. The idea of boycotting Christmas appeared in mainland China as well. On Christmas Eve, a netizen in Hebei revealed that all the stores along the streets of churches closed early at 5 o'clock, and it was because they were notified by the Chengguang force that they weren't allowed to open for business for the night. According to the photos provided by the netizen, there were police everywhere in front of the church in Baoding, Hebei province. On December 25th, a sign in front of a middle school read, "In China today there is no more Christmas, only Changjin Lake." The term Lake Changjin refers to the battle at Lake Changjin in the Korean War. In 2021, the battle at Lake Changjin was made into a patriotic movie by the CCP, and Lake Changjin was intentionally portrayed as a successful story of heroic resistance to the Western powers. In late December 2023, a number of Chinese media outlets suddenly began to announce on their Weibo pages that they wanted to redefine Christmas Eve, by claiming that the Chinese Christmas Eve should be a remembrance of the battle at Lake Changjin on December 24, 1950. In other words, the battle at Lake Changjin became a pawn in the resistance against Western liberal ideology. In 2021, the battle was turned into a movie, broadcast as part of China's Victory Trilogy by Bana Film, one of China's leading movie studios, and became a major hit. Therefore, on this Christmas Day, the wind of no more Christmas, only Lake Changjin quickly blew into the school, and the elementary school students were excited to a feverish state. No Christmas after Lake Changjin. Tens of thousands of heroes keep the peace. December 24th is not Christmas Eve in China, but the victory day of the battle at Lake Changjin 73 years ago. A group of Chinese sons and daughters fought to the death against the enemy and won for the future of the new China. Students, our happy life is not a gift from Santa Claus, but from the most honorable soldiers who gave their lives for it. Let us remember history and be grateful. Heroes will never die, and our generation should be strong. Surely, there is an official push behind this trend. The CCP's Red Ideology education starts with children, and there is a lot more to it than just letting them watch so-called patriotic movies. If you're interested in this topic, you can refer to our previous episode. Such ideological confrontation has not only been reflected in reality, but also aroused extensive online discussion. Hu Xijin, a former editor-in-chief of the Global Times with a party media background, and a well-known blogger branded as a patriot or party lover, said on December 24th that there was no need to pit these two events against each other, a comment that has been widely discussed since it was posted. Hu went on to say on December 25th that there was a problem with the statement that December 24th is not Christmas Eve, but the 73rd anniversary of the victory at the Battle of Lake Changjin. One of his reasons was that China's top-tier national media didn't define it that way, and that the accounts of those who took the lead in chanting such slogans were of unknown origin. Some netizens expressed their support, stating, "Some people are deliberately creating confrontation. Luckily, Mr. Hu is staying sober." The comment received 366 likes. Other netizens said, "They are not the same events to begin with, but they have to mix them somehow." However, Hu Xijin probably never thought that his good intention of helping the party relieve its worries and creating less hatred among the masses would turn against him. To some people, his eagerness to help proves that he isn't patriotic enough. His remarks were trolled by some even more red-hot bloggers. Some stated directly that Hu is not qualified to determine whether or not such a post can be published. It refers to the statement, "December 24th is not Christmas Eve, it is the day of victory in the battle at Lake Changjin." Another said, "Don't give any orders to netizens and other media, you don't have the authority. If you're bothered by the content, I suggest you quit the party first." Some bloggers also accused Hu of singing a tune against the state. Why so? It is because some netizens soon discovered that as a matter of fact, the top party media, the CCTV, had made similar statements. Singing a tune against the state, what a big fat label. Perhaps due to the pressure of one kind or the other, all these Weibo posts by Hu Xijin have been deleted. Why are cheerful Christmas celebrations and boycotting Christmas occurring in China at the same time? Before we continue, I'd like to present our sponsor for this video, Days Coffee Roasters.
If you suffer from gut issues and love coffee, try Days. Days enzyme fermented coffee is gentle on digestion, low caffeine, low acid, and delicious. With only 15% of the caffeine found in regular coffee, Days coffee helps keep your energy up throughout the day without jitters or caffeine crashes. These coffee beans are fermented with a 50 enzyme complex before roasting and are great for those with sensitive digestion. These premium beans are grown at high elevations and fermented in a special facility in South Korea and then shipped to a local coffee shop in upstate New York for roasting. Customers always receive freshly roasted beans. Find notes of dark chocolate, caramel, and walnut in this enzyme fermented blend. Days coffee is a great option if you have gut issues and cannot have too much acid or caffeine. Bring home your own bag of Days coffee today. Use code China Insights to get 20% off. Scan the QR code or click the upper right link to learn more.
Some people believe that this is because the CCP is unwilling to decouple from the West but wants to block Western culture at the same time. So the CCP allows some places to celebrate Christmas as a show for foreigners, but it needs to control the degree. This isn't just about controlling the festive atmosphere, but also controlling the culture and religious aspects behind Christmas. From December 20th to 21st, 2023, a major meeting of the Chinese Christian Church was held in Beijing. Wang Huning, a Politburo Standing Committee member, the highest CCP authority, met with the new and old leadership of the National Council of Christian Churches of China. He asked them to adhere to the overall strict governance of Christianity, adhere to the direction of Chinesization of Christianity, build up a politically reliable team of teaching staff, and tell the story of China's religion well. It's evident that under the atheistic guidance of the CCP, all church representatives need to be officially appointed and obey the party's orders. December 25th is Christmas Day in the West, but because of the time difference, it is already December 26th in China, which coincides with the birthday of Mao Zedong, the first CCP leader. Online rumors has it that tens of thousands of people poured into Shaoshan, Hunan province, the hometown of Mao Zedong, in the cold wind, chanting slogans at the square of Mao's bronze statue. We want socialism, not capitalism. We want the road to socialism, not the resurgence of capitalism. We want people's public ownership, not big bureaucratic ownership. We want real public ownership, not private ownership under the banner of Marxism-Leninism, and we want the real Mao Zedong thought. This sea of people makes one wonder if it was premeditated with elaborate arrangements. The slogans also made people sigh that even though Chinese people are upset with the current regime, their thinking is still confined to the party culture that has been systematically planted by the CCP over time. Echoing the rally of people chanting slogans in honor of Mao, on December 26, Xi Jinping led a group of senior officials to commemorate the 130th anniversary of Comrade Mao's birth at the Great Hall of the People. In reality, Xi and his family are among the victims of a series of political campaigns initiated by Mao Zedong. In 1962, when Xi was still in elementary school, his father was thrown into a black jail and nearly died. Xi's formal education was abruptly ended by Mao Zedong. Why does Xi Jinping praise the man who almost killed his father? It may be because after Xi Jinping came to power, he realized that Mao's set of practices is good for establishing a dictatorship, so he wants to take advantage of it. In order to do so, he has reinstated his set of practices. Interestingly, at Mao's memorial, the first of the so-called 6 distinct requirements put forward by Xi Jinping was, we should fully stimulate the spirit of historical initiative of the entire people, that is, the mass approach capitalizing on the people. This inevitably leads one to wonder if the memorial event in Shaoshan for Mao Zedong on the same day was a deliberate attempt to raise public opinion. At the memorial, Xi also mentioned that Mao Zedong forged a great, glorious, and correct Chinese Communist Party and established a new China in which the people are the masters of their own destiny. He kept repeating that he would continue to push forward the cause initiated by Mao Zedong. It has raised many concerns among the outside world. The way Xi Jinping spoke seems to suggest that the party and the country were started by one person, bringing the cult of man to the forefront again. This is a signal to the world. Is Xi Jinping taking a further left turn again like Mao did before? However, at the same time that Xi honored Mao in a high-profile way, certain people sabotaged and sang the opposite tune, and they are the party's own people.
A set of 4 stamps commemorating the 130th anniversary of the birth of Comrade Mao Zedong is issued today. The contents of the set of stamps are on perseverance in the war of resistance, construction of the 13 Tombs Reservoir, embracing the world, and reverence for Jingan Mountain. The year 2023 will be over in a few days. Each of us has experienced many challenges and difficulties in this year, but we have also demonstrated resilience and courage.
In today's 2023 We Walk Together series of reports, we come together to recognize an entrepreneurial woman, Tang Dan, a Qiang minority sister from Beichuan. She has turned traditional preserved meat and local specialties into a big industry that brings revenue for neighboring rural areas. She has also fulfilled one of her own wishes at the beginning of the year. Mao Zedong was placed in a crystal coffin after passing away so the public could pay tribute to him. His body has been figuratively and implicitly compared to preserved meat by modern Chinese people. Thus, preserved meat has become a term of insulting China, Mao. Against such a backdrop, it's a surprise that CCTV broadcasted a long feature on preserved meat immediately after its report on Mao Zedong. Netizens lamented, "I told you that the enemy lies inside, but you insist on placing the blame on foreign forces." And CCTV is the place to look for insults to China. Recently, we aired an episode about the CCP's banning of egg fried rice. If you're interested, you can check it out. It's likely that in the future, preserved meats will be banned just like egg fried rice. Soon after, CCTV deleted the video clip in question. But this move has made it more clear that CCTV had something up its sleeve. The question then arises why CCTV, with such a strict self-censorship, would put together a clip cleverly at a time when Xi was honoring and learning from Mao. Is it an accident or was it done on purpose? If it was intentional, it would mean that employees within the highest level of the party's media used the channel as a way to rebel against the Communist Party line. This is not impossible. By the end of 2023, in the midst of an economic downturn and an even more leftward shift in ideology, many thoughtful Chinese elites have had enough. Take a look at what China's most authoritative financial media outlet, Caixin, has done. On December 25th, the day before Xi Jinping paid his respects to Mao, Caixin published a significant editorial, revisiting the ideological line of pragmatism. According to the article, going against the reality will mislead the party and the country. During the Cultural Revolution, the national economy was on the verge of collapse, but the officials still insisted that the situation was great and getting better. But in fact, people's livelihoods was in a state of destitution, poverty, and backwardness. Not only was the gap with developed countries getting wider and wider, China was also left far behind by the neighboring countries and regions that were taking off. The article has been interpreted as yet another critique of the Xi Jinping government, which wants to follow the Maoist line. This editorial on Caixin.com ostensibly commemorates the 45th anniversary of the third plenary session of the 11th Central Committee of the CCP. But its depiction has led some netizens to remark that if it doesn't mention the Cultural Revolution, it may as well be talking about present-day China. The third plenary session of the 11th Central Committee was held 2 years after the end of the 10-year Cultural Revolution initiated by Mao Zedong. In order to save the party from an existential crisis, the top echelons of the CCP convened the meeting in 1978 to change Mao's failed line from class struggle to economic construction. China has since kicked off the reform and opening up process. The fact that Caixin published an article like this on the very day, the day before Xi Jinping paid his respects to Mao, seems deliberate. Not only does it seem to go against Xi's intention to praise Mao, but it also points a finger at the current bad shape of China. The article also states that China is now in the midst of a major change that hasn't been seen in 100 years, and that in the face of internal and external challenges, the only way forward is to comprehensively deepen reform and open up the country, and that in order to do so, we must be modest and cautious and refrain from arrogance and impatience. Currently, the article has been deleted. This isn't the only revolting statement against the CCP during the Christmas period. On December 26, a renowned scholar published an article in China Business Network questioning, "Is it easy to go up the mountain but difficult to go down?" Looking at the economy from the demand side, the topic rushed to the top of the hot search on the Chinese web at one point. The article states that according to survey data published in 2021 by the China Income Distribution Research Institute of Beijing Normal University, the population in China with a monthly income of less than 2,000 yuan or US $281 was around 964 million. This not only echoes former Premier Li Keqiang's statement that 600 million people earn 1,000 yuan or 140 a month, but also slaps Xi Jinping in the face. Xi Jinping declared in 2021 that China has built a moderately prosperous society in all aspects. Absolute poverty has been historically eliminated, and the per capita disposable income of residents is 32,189 yuan, or about 4,500 US. So the article experienced the same outcome. It was deleted. As we can see, the current CCP leader seems to want to replicate more the first leader's approach to ruling the people, revealing to a certain extent his dilemma and confusion. He seems to have little to offer in the face of the domestic and international changes. In this harsh society, many people dare not speak out, but many have begun to speak out. Just for the sake of Christmas, they express their opinions. For the rigid, red CCP regime, the country's politics are plunging into a chaos not seen since 1978, with an undercurrent of rebellion that exceeds even that of the coldest winter of 1989 after the student movement in Tiananmen Square was squashed.